Laptops are a fantastic alternative to desktop computers, since nowadays they already achieve equivalent performance, but offering the important benefit of mobility. For this very reason I bring you the best gaming laptops on the market today. I will give you super top alternatives that are cheap, but also the best laptops in value for money, and the most powerful laptops that carry the newest components that have just come out. If you want to see everything the laptop market has to offer, don't miss this video. I guarantee you will like it for sure. I hope this video is what you were looking for, and I wanted to emphasize that it has been possible thanks to your support. If you want to see more videos like this on the channel, it is vitally important that you subscribe, since the vast majority who watch the videos are not subscribed, and bringing relevant content is complicated if our community does not grow in numbers. See also the description to follow us on the other networks, such as TikTok or Instagram, and above all, add our Amazon and Newegg affiliate links to your bookmarks. That way, despite paying the same price for your online purchases, you will be contributing directly to this channel. If you are looking for a gaming laptop, you have a lot of interesting alternatives to choose from. Below we are going to highlight the best models in different categories, according to their price and specifications. A cheap gaming laptop worthwhile has to meet certain criteria that are essential. Mount a processor Intel i5 or AMD Ryzen 5, 8 GB of RAM, and a SSD. That some Intel i3 and Ryzen 3 can also serve for undemanding games. No doubt, but the price difference is small compared to the i5 and Ryzen 5, and for that reason I would say they are not so interesting. Obviously, the most important key for gaming is the graphics card, and here it would be interesting to have a graphics card superior to an RX 6500M or GTX 1650, to have a balanced PC that can handle any game. A model that perfectly meets these characteristics without costing too much money would be this HP Victus 15. A Ryzen 5 5600H, with 6 cores and 12 super-fast threads, 16 GB of RAM in dual channel, a 512 GB SSD, and an RX 6500M. A combination more than solvent to play in 1080p resolutions to any game today. Mounts a 15.6-inch IPS panel, and like most gaming laptops, is somewhat heavy, with 2.3 kilograms. Undoubtedly, a very good alternative for the price. The alternative in this range would be to mount another model with NVIDIA graphics, which ideally should be an RTX 3050 or RTX 3050 Ti. You have very interesting models, which depending on the offers can make a lot of sense. The GTX 1650 could make sense, if the price difference is very significant compared to the other graphics cards, and in laptops of about 500 euros. I have shown you some models that could fit very well with the requirements of this group of laptops, but keep in mind that in the video description you will have an updated list, and there you will find the best laptops, even if you watch this video a few months after the launch. Finding a super cheap laptop for gaming is not easy, since paying a little more the jump in performance and quality is super noticeable. In this range if we already find super top laptops in value for money, and I think it's worth paying this extra to get to these models that are far superior. The first laptop is the MSI Katana GF66. A laptop that we have tested in the channel recently, so I recommend you to watch that video to see what you can expect from this model. I tell you that it performs spectacularly, and it is a super balanced configuration that can compete even with many desktops. Do not hesitate, this model with the i5, 16 GB RAM, 512 GB SSD, the RTX 3060 and an IPS panel with 15.6 inches and 144 Hz is a sure hit. In this same price range, but if you want to prioritize processor performance over graphics performance, you have the Asus ROG Strix G15. An option that carries a beastly Ryzen 7 6800HS with 8 cores and 16 threads, accompanied by 16 GB of RAM DDR5, 512 GB of SSD and a RTX 3050. Less powerful for gaming, but with a super beast CPU and a 300 Hz panel that you will surely not be able to take advantage. It would be good to put a more powerful graphics, the laptop would be ready for it. We already have other models that mount the RTX 4050 and RTX 4060, so these laptops will also be entering this range of super interesting laptops in value for money. If we talk about gaming laptops that are going to last as long as possible, it is key to have powerful components, but that are of the latest generation, to have the best possible support. I find extremely interesting this Asus TUF A15, as it meets all this. Mounting a Ryzen 7 7735HS, 16GB of RAM DDR5, 1TB SSD, and the RTX 4060 of the latest generation. Here we are talking about newer components on the market, but still at a super competitive price. Note that we also have a 15.6-inch 144Hz Full HD IPS panel, which also has G-Sync. Despite having next-gen components, it seems to me that this laptop also has a very good value for money, and that's why I think it's a very good buy for you. MSI's answer to these ASUS laptops would be the new generation of MSI Katana laptops. In this case, I present you the model with an i7-12650H, which also has 16GB of RAM and 1TB of SSD. In this case, the graphics is even more powerful, a RTX 4070. Here we are already talking about a very serious model that perfectly supports resolutions higher than Full HD. The screen is still Full HD and with 144 Hz, so in this case it would be important to have a separate monitor to take advantage of the performance of the laptop. Undoubtedly, it is a top alternative if you want a lot of performance for a good price. In the extreme range, we see laptops that are 100% aimed at enthusiasts. You may need to have a super powerful PC, which you can use as a substitute for a high-end desktop, but you also need to move it occasionally. In that case, here are the best gaming laptops of the moment, beasts that are comparable to the most powerful desktop PCs. The first option to highlight we have already visited, but in a more basic version. I'm talking about the ASUS ROG Strix G16, which in this version comes loaded with all the latest. A high-performance i7-13650HX processor, 32GB of DDR5 RAM, 1TB of ultra-fast NVMe SSD, and a beastly RTX 4080. Considering that the laptop has a 1920x1200 165Hz screen, you have a graphics with which to play everything in Ultra. Obviously, the best thing would be to put an external monitor with higher resolution and 165Hz at least, since this laptop moves everything in 1440p or even in 4K. It is a model that weighs 2.5 kilograms, so it is still a good option if you want to move with it. Finally, we have the ultimate beast, the most powerful laptop on the market. A €3,500 beast with the best components on the market. I'm talking about the ASUS ROG Strix Scar 18, which takes everything we've talked about to the next level. An Intel i9-13980HX processor, the most beast laptop CPU of the moment, with 32GB of RAM DDR5, 1TB of SSD NVMe, and a beastly RTX 4090. All the best of the market, in a laptop that is huge and weighs more than 3 kilograms. We have an 18 inches IPS screen that maintains a 1920x1200 resolution with 165 Hz, so again, it would be interesting to have a big monitor to connect the laptop to when you have it fixed on the desk. I don't know if anyone would need such a powerful beast, but if you have the money, this is what the most powerful laptop in the world costs. I think anyone watching this video would like to have a beast of this caliber. Having gone through all these laptops, I think you will have noted more than one model that might fit what you are looking for. But be careful, if you want to see more interesting models, in the description you will find links to an even more complete selection of super interesting laptops in terms of quality-price ratio. Tell me, which is the laptop you like the most? Which model would you like to have? Which is your favorite brand? Let me know in the comments. With this, I remind you that it is very important that you leave a like, as well as a comment saying what you thought of the video, and the laptop you were thinking of buying. To not miss more videos, you can also subscribe to the channel by activating the little bell. See you in future videos. See you next time. Bye.